Hey, hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I keep trying not to clear my throat before I begin, but it's a lost cause. So in this video, I'm trying not to, my past 3 videos and postings have been about my MacBook. And I'm trying to not make that the sole focus, but it's kind of hard not to do since that is the main source of my work, my artwork. And so the saga continues. Thankfully, I was able to do a recent backup. I was able to put in a little a little bit of work on the janitorial services, and I'm like, it's still shutting off. It's still having that mishmash hash type thing message saying the volume or whatever. Something, I don't know what it is. I mean, I've called in the past tech support. I will be doing that today, shortly after this recording. I'm recording this on Thursday, the 22nd. So it's 7:30. I happen to be off today. So I'm recording this now, and then in a couple hours, I will be calling tech support and relay that same information again, and hopefully get a resolution. I won't be going back to Greensboro. I won't be going back to that particular store, Apple store, because just not going back. So it shuts off, and if I'm not like every 10 seconds hitting save, and sometimes I can, well, not sometimes, if I'm with my Cintiq program, geez, where's my mind? And I am a morning person, so I don't know why I'm struggling somewhat. But if I'm on my Clip Studio Paint software, I can hit save as many times as I want, and I've had to learn that the hard way when this shutting down occurrence became more frequent. And so sometimes it'll shut off 15 minutes or 30, and then you don't know. And so if I've been working on a piece for say a half an hour or an hour and a half, and for whatever reason, and I typically, working digitally, I typically like to hit save, because sometimes, if I hit a wrong key, I could lose progress, and that's not good. And so, but in this situation, it can be so devastating in the sense of just losing so much time and progress when it just shuts off. And it will just shut off, go black, go into a restart mode, and anything you had and you did not save, then tough. And that's worse for when I'm editing videos, because when I'm editing videos, I don't know what the cycle is for autosave. I think each element I may add in a video after the element has been processed or rendered. I think Final Cut doesn't autosave in those instances. But it's not always the case. So there have been times when I've been editing a video, I mean, it's shut off, and good luck. And so yeah, so I can't, a few months ago I was just ignoring it and just letting it pass, but I can't do that any longer. So and again, like I've said before, this is just a 2-year-old laptop. Bought it in 2020, and even let's say, well, that would mean a 3-year. It's still a 3-year-old, at most. And so, and while I still have the Apple Care warranty on it for another year, next November, I need to make sure that I appropriate that that warranty as best as I can with these issues. And so, and I don't know if I could ask for a replacement. I'm not sure how that works, but it's seeming like it may have to get to that point, and I will broach that as well when I make the phone call, because I just don't have the time for this. And so yeah, so that's why I wanted to make this video. I do enjoy, sorry if you're hearing like clanking and all that stuff. I thought I had a valve or a container of ink, of black ink, but apparently I do not. But I enjoy making these, but I don't want to make these about my laptop issues. I want that to be dealt with, and not something that I have to constantly be focused on, because I don't have any confidence to continue working digitally on my projects, just for the mere fact because sometimes you get lost in thought. You're working on working on a project, say maybe character design, or let's just say I'm working on a script, and I just happen to forget to save, and then it shuts off. So all that train of thought, is lost. And so I just can't have that anymore, because that would be such a great loss. Now, not meaning that I can't work. I can. It'll just be different as far as okay, let's say as far as like writing a script, I can still do that. I would just need to constantly be saving as I type, or what can I do? Yeah, that's about it. It just kind of limits you, and and it's in the back of your head, and that's something I don't want to be focusing on if I'm writing a script or working on a piece of artwork. That, oh hey, I gotta make sure I save. I gotta make sure I save, because then my focus is not there anymore. And so, side tangent, I need to get a actual ink. I'll need to order that, because this is a watercolor, and that's why it's not like thick and dark. So I'm gonna have to go to Dick Blick website, and I know it's the name, but that's where I get all my art supplies from listening to Doug TenNapel. But yeah, so they're great quality, more expensive, depending, and you could be wise with that, but that's where I get my stuff from. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's just distracting, and having to think of, when will it shut off, and the fear of, if I forget, I'm in a groove, and then it does shut off, which it did, when I was just trying to back up a few days ago. It just shut off, and then I had to start the backup all over again, and this was after what, I think an hour and 45 minutes of backup time, and I think maybe 22 minutes was left out of an hour and 45. And then that thing just shut down, and I was like, oh. And then of course, you know, I was like, man, hopefully that doesn't corrupt my hard drive, because at this point I'm thinking I'm going to need a backup to my backup, and maybe another backup. You know, get excessive with the backups, because yeah, anything can happen, and I don't want to be on the other side of anything can happen. You know, I want to be secured with my work. So yeah, so I think that's about it for this update. I'm sorry they're kind of like spacey and maybe disjointed, because I still feel somewhat in limbo, to be honest, because although yes, my laptop, I mean, it's currently updated to the most recent operating system, Monterey, so it's all updated and such, but I still feel very just limited in the fact that I don't really have the confidence of, man, is something going to happen? And I think something is wrong eternally, because I asked them if it was a hardware thing, because I think you guys remember when I said I was told that, oh, there may be a motherboard issue, but apparently when they sent it out, that wasn't the case, or it was deemed not to be the case, and so that wasn't worked on. But I just don't have that confidence that there still isn't something more major happening, and whether they just didn't know, or I don't know, who knows, or didn't seek to find out. Maybe there's something more to it, who knows. But I'm not convinced, and I'm not satisfied, and so I am wary of what may still be an issue with my laptop, and I need assurances that it is fixed, or it will be fixed, and there's nothing to be concerned about right now. Very concerned. And I need a lot of insurances, you know, because it was a huge investment, and I need to make sure that was not in vain, and I protect that investment. So again, anything you buy that is of high value, get warranties, because just so you know, this recent repair work would have been $680, and I had to pay nothing, so because it's still under warranty. And so yeah, so just keep that in mind, folks. Get those warranties, although it may seem very expensive and potentially unnecessary. You just never know, so you don't want to take any chances, and don't take any chances. So because if you're spending a certain amount of money on an item, you know, yeah, just get the and I'm not sponsored by any now I'm kind of rambling. I'm not sponsored by any type of warranty company or whatever. As you can tell, I'm not saying names, but you just want to get it. Save your butt. You know, you don't want to be on the other side of, oh, I wish I did and such. You know, you don't want that. Trust me. So, but yeah, So all that to say, as you can see, why these trees and potential woods. I don't have much more time. I don't want this to be too long. It's already like 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes too long. I need some brushes and stuff like that. I'm gonna do that. And I think that's what I'm gonna get my I keep saying valve, but basically my container of ink. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I have this Dr. P.H. Martin's pen white ink, and so I just need to get the black ink version of this, so that way I can lay down just big blobs of ink and coverage, you know. So because the ink brush, I mean, it helps, you know. I can definitely apply more, but it's still limited, you know, to how much I can apply. And so I'm gonna need to get working on that. So anyway, keep saying so you guys can have a counter up. Maybe I'm gonna add that as a, I don't know, feature or something, you know, how many times I say so. And you know, as our numbers improve, we have a contest of who can guess the the right amount of times I've said so. So yeah, so I can't help myself. It's crazy. I can't help myself. So this sketch is to demonstrate that I'm still not out of the woods, and with my whole laptop issue. So there's still stuff going on, and I need to get to the bottom of it. So thanks so much for 17 minutes of your time. Hopefully it was worthwhile. And like I said, man, get warranties, and cover your butt. CYB. I'll keep it PG. I'll keep it PG. CYB, and not CYA. And I'll let you discover what that's all about. But thanks so much for watching. And hopefully I'll get some resolution on my laptop, because it's where I do most of my work. And working like this traditionally is more supplementary to that, because I can create at a higher level and at a higher volume when I work digitally. So especially since I'm currently not able to do it full time, I have to use means that will facilitate time saving. So thanks again, guys, for your support, patience, and yeah, so send up a prayer that this computer laptop thing, like, again, it's first world issues. It's not that crazy of a need, but it is a need. So until next time, grace and peace.